Deputy Governor, the Right Honorable Speaker of the State House of Assembly, and other honorable members, the Acting Chief Judge, and the Honorable Grand Kadi, ably represented by Kadi Muhammad Hima. Other honorable judges and Kadis here present, members of the State Executive Council, Secretary to the State Government, Chief of Staff, Government House, Head of Civil Service, the Chairman, APC, and other executive members of the APC here present, Chairman of various local governments, permanent secretaries, Chairman of statutory boards and commissions, heads of security agencies here present, the clerk, and members of staff of the Gombe State House of Assembly, Your Royal Highness, our Father, the Michael Tungo, and other Royal Highnesses, if any, distinguished invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to all of us. All praise be to Almighty Allah for the privilege and opportunity to appear before this honorable house in order to present the 2023 budget proposal for the deliberation and passage into law as contained in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. The 2023 budget, being the last in my first term of 4 years, is coming at a period of great uncertainties and challenges, both locally and globally. From the COVID-19 pandemic, the crash of oil prices, economic recession, and geopolitical conflicts across the world, we have in the past 3.5 years weathered various storms to safely sail the ship of our common destiny towards progress. As we prepare for the all-important national elections next year, I have no doubt that I will appear before this honorable house next year, inshallah, to present the 2024 budget. I would like to most sincerely appreciate the role this honorable house has played since the inception of this administration in 2019. As this marks the final budget presentation in my first term, it is important to acknowledge the excellent working relationship that exists between the executive and the legislative arms of government. This is born out of our respect for the principle of separation of powers and adherence to the rule of law. I urge this honorable house to continue on this noble trajectory. Review of the 2022 budget implementation. Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is important for us to highlight the implementation of the 2022 budget as follows. For the 2022 fiscal year, the administration proposed the sum of 154,963,964,000 naira. The 2022 budget is made up of 70,564,000 as recurrent expenditure and 84,963,400,000 naira as capital expenditure, representing 45.2% and 54.8% respectively. After extensive deliberations, the Honorable House passed the sum of 154,963,964,000 as appropriation bill for the year 2022, made up of 46.43% recurrent expenditure and 53.6% capital expenditure. The revised 2022 budget was expected to be financed by an estimated recurrent revenue of 97,675,687,424.47 naira only. capital receipts of 72 billion 70 million only, and a closing balance of 14 billion 781 million 723,424 naira 47 kobo. Our recurrent revenue performance as at 30th September 2022 stood at 72 billion 146 million 477,365 naira 70 kobo, representing 73.86% of the recurrent revenue projections. The recurrent expenditure performance was 44 billion 554 million 494,494 naira 58 kobo for the same period, representing 62% of the recurrent expenditure budget. The sum of 59 billion 119 million 416,186 naira 96 kobo was generated as capital receipts, representing a performance of 82% of our projected capital receipts. For the capital budget, the sum of 48 billion 211 million 252,447 naira 58 kobo was expended on capital projects and programs, representing 58% of the capital expenditure estimates. Overall budget performance stood at 92 billion 765 million 746,942 naira 16 kobo as at 30th of September 2022, representing 60% of the total budget size. The detailed sectoral performances are contained in the budget performance report submitted together with the 2023 budget proposal. The 2023 budget proposal. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to continue providing for the developmental needs of the people of Gombe State in the 2023 fiscal year, we propose a budget in the sum of 173 billion 697 million 242,000 naira only. This is made up of 71 billion 856 million 492,000 naira only for recurrent expenditure, representing 41.4%, and 101 billion 840 million 750,000 naira only for capital expenditure, representing 58.6% of the total budget estimate. We envisage to generate the sum of 100 billion 615 million 640,000 naira only as recurrent revenue, and the sum of 74 billion 700 million only as capital receipts. Our estimated closing balance for 2023 is expected to be 1 billion 618 million 398,000 naira only. The proposed sectoral allocation for 2023 budget is as follows. 1. Recurrent revenue receipts. These are expected to be sourced as follows. A. Internally generated revenue of 18 billion 115 million 640,000 naira only. Statutory allocation of 42 billion naira only. Government share of value added tax at 20 billion 500 million naira only. And the other FAC receipts of the sum of 10 billion naira only. Recurrent expenditure comprises of the following. 1. Personnel cost at 22 billion 157 million 737,000 naira only. And overhead cost of 26 billion 466 million 555,000 naira only. Social benefits stands at 4,733,500,000 naira only, and debt repayments of 18,215,000 naira, 215 million naira only, and grants and subsidies at 283,700,000 naira only. Capital receipts. This is expected to be accrued from one, the opening balance of 10 billion naira only, and transfer from consolidated revenue fund of 28 billion 759,148,000 naira only, other capital receipts of 15 billion, and domestic grants of 11 billion 250 million naira, while external grants stands at 5 billion 850 million, and external loans of 30 billion 500 million only. Domestic borrowings stand at 12 billion and 100 million naira only. Capital expenditure. To implement our expenditure plan for the year 2023 fiscal year, sectoral allocations are broadly categorized under the following sectors. One, the economic sector, which has 66 billion 298 million 300,000 naira only. The social sector has 26 billion 619 million 700,000 naira only. General administration has 6 billion 428,000 naira only, while law and justice has 2 billion 494 million 750,000 naira only. Proposed sectoral allocation. One, the economic sector. Agriculture and livestock. The administration noted the significance of agriculture as a mainstay and key driver of our economy. We took up to modernizing the sector by facilitating the access to land, promoting the establishment of agro-allied industries, and increasing access to roads in farming communities, as well as the provision of farm inputs and implements, and promoting animal husbandry and livestock entrepreneurship, especially amongst women and the youth. To continue with these efforts, the sum of 3 billion and 15 million naira is allocated for agriculture and animal husbandry in the 2023 fiscal year. Two, rural community and development and cooperatives. In our promise to improving the lives of the people in the rural areas, we embarked on interventions through the provision of access roads, electricity, water supply, healthcare facilities, education, and infrastructure. We shall continue with these efforts in the 2023 fiscal year, and in this regard, the sum of 3 billion 540 million 600,000 naira is earmarked for rural development in the 2023 fiscal year. Three, trade, industry, and tourism. As the commercial nerve center of the northeast sub-region, blessed with abundant human and natural resources, this administration is committed to providing the enabling environment for economic activities to flourish. Our efforts were recognized in the official ranking of Gombe State as number one in Nigeria in 2021 in terms of ease of doing business. Only recently, we convened the first Gombe State Investment Summit, attracting investors from within and outside the country. And on the ongoing construction of the Muhammadu Buhari Industrial Park, it is inshallah going to be expected, and it will be harnessed that we complete the first one third of it, and its potentials and the potentials of all our business opportunities will be fully harnessed. It is in this regard that the sum of 10 billion 390 million naira only is allocated for trade, industry, and tourism in the 2023 financial year. For works and infrastructure. Under the Network 11100 initiative, we constructed over 500 kilometers of rural and urban roads. linking our rural communities and opening up social and economic opportunities to our people. We've also fast-tracked electrification processes of rural communities through various interventions. And to continue with these efforts, in 2023, the sum of 14 billion 986 million only is allocated for works and infrastructure in the 2023 fiscal year, housing and urban development. We've set out to reduce the housing deficit in the state through our collaboration with the Northeast Development Commission and the Family Homes Fund. Both projects will be continued and completed in the incoming year, inshallah. Equally, we'll be planning off the construction of the capital special development zone in the coming weeks. For this initiative, the sum of 11 billion 110 million only is proposed for investment for the housing and urban development subsector in the 2023 fiscal year. 6. Land administration. To address the challenges of land administration and development control, we strengthen the operations of the Gombe State Geographic Information System and launched its phase 2 in 2022. This is to ensure the maintenance of accurate database of all lands in the state and to ensure speedy acquisition of land title documents. These efforts have yielded positive results, and we shall continue to build on this progress in 2023 financial year. The sum of 2 billion 15 million only is therefore earmarked for this subsector in the 2023 fiscal year. 7. Water resources. The administration acknowledges the role of water in human lives and industrial use, and therefore continued with the deliberate efforts of the rehabilitation and provision of boreholes and water pumps to all communities through several initiatives. We've ensured the expansion and functioning of the Gombe Regional Water Supply Projects in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Water Resources. Work is in progress for the realization of Pindiga water augmentation, inshallah, while Duku and the Gombe South Regional Water Projects will commence in the 2023 fiscal year. Accordingly, the sum of 7 billion 230 million 100,000 naira only is allocated for investment in the 2023 fiscal year. 8. Environment and forestry. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, mindful of the devastating effects of global climate change and environmental degradation a decision was made in order to find a resolution and to prioritize ecological restoration and preservation. In view of the severity and intensity of the ecological challenges, we embarked on the Gombe Goes Green Initiative project, as well as the rehabilitation of 7.5 kilometer monstrous gully erosion traversing through Gombe State University, Mala Ina, through the New Map Initiative. For sustainability of these actions, arrangements for the preparation of Gombe State Environmental Master Plan and pursuing the implementation of agro-climate resilience and semi-arid landscapes agricultural projects are being pursued vigorously in conjunction with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture. For the 2023 fiscal year, the sum of 3 billion 984 million only is allocated for this subsector. Then 9. Science, technology, and innovation. This administration took deliberate actions towards the integration of science, technology, and innovation in its development process. This informed the preparation of the state ICT policy and organizing the science and technology, innovation, and agriculture and minerals export training of innovators and entrepreneurs, thus revitalizing the Gombe Technology Incubation Center and the participation of the state in the National and international science, technology, and innovation competitions and expos, to which the state performed excellently well. These and many other related efforts will be continued in the 2023 fiscal year, and the sum of 360,600,000 naira only is allocated for this subsector. Sectoral allocation. The second, that is social sector. One, education. Since the declaration of an emergency in the sector in 2019, we ensured increased budgetary allocation to the education sector, pursued comprehensive teacher training and retraining, implemented the basic and compulsory free universal education policy, and improved teachers' welfare, provided critical learning facilities and equipment, as well as massive investment in the construction and renovation of schools infrastructure. We are equally upgrading 5 legacy secondary schools to mega school standards that can accommodate at least 3,000 students each. With these facilities, mopping up of 400,000 out of school children and the just recently concluded recruitment of 1,000 teachers. These efforts are aimed at boosting and improving on our educational sector. And these efforts will continuously be pursued in the 2023 financial year. And it is in this regard that the sum of 5,939,700,000 naira is allocated for investment in the education sector in 2023. Higher education. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our administration will continue to ensure the growth and development of tertiary institutions. Gombe State University, the College of Education, College of Education, Biliri, the State Polytechnic Bajoga, the College of Legal Studies Nafada, and the College of Nursing and Midwifery, as well as the College of Health Technology Kaltungo. We've also completed arrangements for the take-off of the University of Science and Technology, Kumo, under a PPP arrangement. This is despite the setback we received from some individuals who took the state government to court. It was a view to stopping us from achieving that objective. The sum of 5,427,000,000 is therefore allocated for investment in the 2023 fiscal year. Health. In our commitment towards revitalizing the health sector, we ensured the provision of one fully functional primary health care center in each of the 114 wards of the state. We also pursued the upgrade of the state specialist hospital Gombe and the renovation of Bajoga and Kaltungo General Hospital, while construction is ongoing on the Kumo General Hospital, as well as the construction of the new state-of-the-art College of Nursing and Midwifery. Deliberate attention to human resource for health is also in our agenda. And in addition to getting the accreditation of Gombe Specialist Hospital as an internship training center for doctors and other healthcare specialists, we shall continuously pursue improvement in the health sector. And for this, the sum of 6,961,500,000 naira only is earmarked for health sector in the 2023 fiscal year. Youth and sports development. Since our assumption of office in May 2019, we affirmed our resolve to stem the tide of youth restiveness and unemployment, and therefore harness the vast potentials of our youth and redirect their energies towards productive activities. To this end, we earmarked skills acquisition and vocational training, especially with Address Children Project, the traffic and environmental posted, and the KK Rider Scheme, and the Joint Skills Development Initiative with the Industrial Training Fund, etc. In order to continue in this course, we have earmarked the sum of 2,255,000,000 naira only in the 2023 fiscal year. women, and social development. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, will continue with the efforts of addressing the challenges of gender inequality, women empowerment, and the vulnerable groups in the development process. We also undertook deliberate actions towards making them relevant in the society. Some of these actions we took for this category of people include free skills acquisition, participation in governance, raise awareness on the benefits of girl child education, special intervention fund for women, and social protection policy and the Child Rights Act. These and other efforts will be continued in the 2023 fiscal year. And to this end, a sum of 1,922,500,000 naira is provided in the 2023 budget for this sector, local government and chieftaincy affairs. The institutional structures we put in place have helped in strengthening the synergy between the state and local governments, which leads to increased implementation of projects and programs. And at this level of government, especially the establishment of the Local Government Planning Bureau and the Joint Projects Development Agency. Also, the strengthening of the role of traditional institutions in the governance process has contributed to strengthening social cohesion, peace building, preservation of our culture, and law and order. We shall continue with this and other people-oriented initiatives in the year 2023, and the sum of 1,130,000,000 only is earmarked for this and the next 2023 fiscal year. Internal security and ethical orientation. Honorable House, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the attention we give to internal security and ethical orientation right from May 2019 to date has been yielding positive results. In sustaining these efforts, we supported the law enforcement agencies to deliver their statutory mandates and strengthen informal intelligence gathering mechanisms, entrench the involvement of traditional institutions in security management, as well as increasing security presence in flashpoint communities. Other actions taken include setting up of a Peace and Reconciliation Committee and strengthening the operations of the WOSTEC and the conduct of the first Gombe State Security and Peace Summit. You will agree with me that the relative peace and security we are enjoying in Gombe State is by the divine grace of Almighty Allah and the wisdom He bestowed on us to implement proactive policies and initiatives. For the 2023 fiscal year, the sum of 555 billion is allocated for the continued delivery of these policies. Information and culture. The role of information in development process cannot be overemphasized. We provide platforms for information dissemination, governance communication, and citizens engagement. We are also committed to protecting and preserving our cultural heritage. In this vein, the sum of 842 million naira only is allocated for information and culture in the 2023 fiscal year. General Administration. Since assumption of office in May 2019, we undertook far-reaching civil service and public financial management reforms. We shall continue to strengthen the civil service through capacity building, payment of salaries, as well as addressing the needs of our retired civil servants for them to live a dignified retirement life. We reduce the backlog of gratuity while ensuring timely enrollment of retired workers into the pension scheme. To boost the morale in service, I recently approved the appointment of permanent secretaries in the service, and merit-based promotion exercise will continue across all cadres. For this subsector, the sum of 6,428,000,000 naira is earmarked for the 2023 fiscal year. Law and justice. To facilitate the proper functioning of the judicial arm of government, our administration has placed so much value and emphasis on having a harmonious working relationship with both the judiciary and the legislature. To this end, the administration will continue to strengthen the operations of law and justice sector, and the sum of 2.5 billion only is provided in the 2023 fiscal year for the sector. Internal revenue generation drive. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, upon assumption of office, we reposition the Gombe State Internal Revenue Service for greater efficiency and enhanced service delivery. We've rolled out courageous and far-reaching reforms that enable us to become one of the foremost growing states in revenue generation. These efforts will be continued in the 2023 fiscal year, inshallah. Fiscal responsibility. Without fiscal discipline and responsibility, no meaningful progress will be made in translating the state development agenda into action. We strengthen the Gombe State Fiscal Responsibility Commission in order to discharge its mandate effectively. This administration is committed to transparency, accountability, and prudent management of state resources. And in order to deepen the fiscal responsibility operations, the autonomy law for the legislature and judiciary has been signed and is being operated. It is in view of our commitment to fiscal responsibility that Gombe State was ranked 7th out of the 36 states and 3rd out of the 19 northern states on the 2020 Fiscal Performance Index, as well as the 11th out of the 36 states in the 2021 Transparency and Integrity Index conducted by the Center for Fiscal Transparency and Integrity Watch. We shall continue with these actions in the 2023 fiscal year, inshallah. Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is with sincere gratitude to Almighty Allah that I present to the Honorable House the 2023 budget proposal of 173 billion 697 million 242,000 naira only. Tagged budget of further consolidation. This is in line with our desire to continue offering our service to the people of Gombe beyond 2023, inshallah. I wish the Honorable House Allah's guidance in your deliberations. I want to use this opportunity to once again thank the Honorable House, the State Executive Council, the Judiciary, the general public, and the other relevant stakeholders for your support and patronage. As we gradually approach the electionary period, I'm confident of your overwhelming support, and I want to assure our people of our undying commitment to continue with our struggle in order to deliver democratic dividends across all the nooks and crannies of our dear state. I thank you all, and God bless Gombe State. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.